Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Onyx Path Twitch, where we are here for Realms of Pugmire, the Curious Cats of Mouse, Session Zero. That's right, we are back after a long hiatus. This is of course, you may recognize this from the Scarred Land Sins of Shelzar campaign that ran forever. But we have returned to start a brand new campaign in the realms of Pugmire. So today is session zero. We're going to make characters and kind of figure out a little bit about what's the campaign going to be about. Before we dive in, real quick, there are a couple things that I would like to bring to your attention. First of all, over at IPR, we currently have a sale up to 75% off, I believe, of our various print books, including deluxe editions. There are World of Darkness, Chronicles of Darkness, Scarred Lands, some Pugmire, basically various different books, screens, and dice on sale. And that sale is for the Onyx Path anniversary course. It's our 13th year of business. So we're celebrating with big discounts. We also have, I think, a little bit of time left in our sale over at Drive Through RPG, which again offers up to 75% off. And that ends in about a day and a half. So not a whole lot of time on that. Make sure that you head over there and take advantage of that. And of course, if you go over to Roll20, I believe we have some 50% off sales over there as well. In addition to that, Onyx PathCon was this weekend. During Onyx PathCon, we released the Curseborn Ashcan edition, which is now a gold bestseller. I am happy to report over at Drive Through RPG. That is the new modern horror and urban fantasy game from Onyx Path using the StoryPath Ultra rules. And you can go pick that up. The Ashcan has a basic primer on the setting, all the rules that you need to play, the story that's included with it, a couple of pre-gen characters, and a story. So well worth an investment if you're interested in that type of storytelling. So now that that is done, let's go around and meet everybody. If you could, we'll start with Milena. If you could, please tell us who you are, what you do, your pronouns, and anything you would like to promote.
Cool. Hi, my name is Milena. You can call me Mills. I am a personal trainer and martial arts teacher and illustrator. And my patron is currently off on a hiatus, but you can find me on Instagram. And I'm really excited to play today. It's just Milena Deneno or Milena Moves Mindfully on Instagram before I forget. Yeah, but just, trying to stay busy.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you finding the time in your busy schedule to join us. Always a pleasure to have you at the table. Next up, Rachel, your pertinence, please.
Hello, I'm Rachel. I am she, her. I am Stolen Fires pretty much everywhere else on the internet, including my own Twitch channel where we do a lot of not obscure, but I suppose like less popular RPGs. So we don't do D&D, we don't do Pathfinder. We've got Tales from the Loop running today. Tomorrow will be the Marvel Multiverse RPG, and Friday will be Old Gods of Appalachia. So we've got a nice spread. If you want to check out games like that, come swing by at twitch.tv/stolenfires.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I have thrown the link to that in the chat. I suggest everybody pop over and give them a follow. Next up, Sarah, your pertinence, please.
I'm Sarah Shardover, she, her. I'm pretty much wordsmith Sarah everywhere. And I play video games on Twitch. I have a video game channel on YouTube. I have a writing channel on YouTube. I kind of do a little bit of everything. And anything I'm not doing, it's just 'cause I haven't gotten to it. So, there you go.
Thank you so much. And I threw the link to your YouTube in the chat there, and then, or to your Twitch in the chat there. And then, last but not least, Mike, if you could please give us your pertinence.
Hey guys, I'm Mike Newton. In real life, I am a comic artist out of Chicago. You can follow me on Instagram at the Freaks Comic. I post little updates and snippets and works in progress of the comic as it's, as I feel needs to be doled out. Initially, it was just going to be a small project, maybe like 70 pages, and now I'm blowing way past 70 pages marks, and it's going to be more like a graphic novel, so it's going to be way coming out way later than I thought it was going to come out. But yeah, you can see it as it's being made on my Instagram at the Freaks Comic.
Sweet, rock and roll. Definitely go check that out. Mike is a stellar artist, and the Freaks is a very fun concept. So it was a lot of fun to read the things that I've gotten to read so far. So I highly recommend giving it a look. All right, now that we have met everyone and we've paid the bills, we can dive in and get going on our session 0. So this is going to be a Realms of Pugmire game using the new edition rules of Realms of Pugmire. Those of you who may have missed it, there was a new edition of Realms of Pugmire that was crowdfunded at the beginning of the year. I do believe, or beginning of last year. Time's a flat circle that doesn't matter. But it was, in fact, successfully funded, created using the Onyx 20 system, which is sort of our house multi-die system. And we'll be running through all of the cool things about that. I'm a really big fan of it. I got the pleasure of helping Eddie work out some tweaks on it, and I'm super, super proud of the results. If you want to pre-order the Realms of Pugmire, I will throw that link in the chat. We are also, I believe, going to have a majority of the party are going to actually be cats. And those are found in the Curious Cats of Mao. Expansion, which was just recently crowdfunded. But you are able to pre-order that as well. So if you like what you see on here, you want to try it out, you can head over to BackerKit, pre-order these books. You should get access to the digital manuscript, which is what we'll be working off of, and be able to dive right in to the new edition of the Realms of Pugmire. So, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the world of the Realms of Pugmire, the basic premise is that sometime in the long ago, sometime that is lost to current history, the old ones, as cats call them, or man, as dogs often call them, humans, disappeared. But before they did, they uplifted various animals, giving them humanoid traits, sentience, the ability to use tools, the ability to build, the ability to communicate, language, things along those lines. Now, this is our future, our world's future, but to the dogs of Pugmire and the cats of the monarchies of Mao, This is ancient history. Ancient history that's not quite known. It falls into the realm of myth, one might say. The dogs of Pugmire worship at the Church of Man, believing that the old ones were these great beings that left behind power and gifts for their servants. Whereas the monarchies of Mao, their philosophy teaches that the old ones were the servants of cats, and that the gifts and technology that they left behind were just that. They were tribute to their feline masters. The realms and the monarchies have enjoyed something of a tumultuous relationship. There was, in fairly recent memory, the War of Cats and Dogs, in which both factions fought openly with one another. When that war ended, there was a brief time of peace where the monarchies and the realms were exchanging diplomats, and there was sort of constant discussion and constant negotiation going on between them. But recently, with the ascension of Threnody von Mao to the throne of the monarchy of Mao, those relations have soured. Mao and Pugmire have pulled their diplomats from the opposing nations, though there are still plenty of expatriates and simple travelers who live among what is effectively now a foreign land. So we can really set this game sort of anywhere and have it make sense. And that's something we'll get into, I think, once we get our characters made. So I think, unless anybody has any questions about what I've gone over so far, I think it's probably a good time to dive into creating our characters. Any questions from the players?
No. I'm going to engage in an honorable Pugmire tradition and make a character based on my cat.
Glorious. Glorious. Those of you who are creating dog characters, you'll need Pugmire Chapter 2 Good Dogs. And those of you who are creating cats will need the Good Dogs chapter open just for reference, but also the Excellent Cats chapter. Make sense?
Yes.
And is everybody able to find those two chapters and find their character sheet?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Got them open.
Rock and roll. All right. So when you're creating a character for the Realms of Pugmire, there are a few things that you will need to choose in order to get your base established. For dogs, you will want to select your upbringing and your family. For cats, you'll want to choose your house and your family. The upbringing for dogs is sort of the focus or type of environment that you were raised in, the way that your family sort of taught you to be a good dog. Being a good dog is one of the highest virtues in the realms of Pugmire. Was there a upbringing in looking through the documents that particularly spoke to you, Mike?
I think maybe herder, based on the character I have in mind, or I guess the place I want to have in mind. It's like I guess like a wisdom or like intelligent um house, right? Or like family.
Sure. So you can go ahead and write down herder under your upbringing. This will grant you a +2 to your cunning. So go ahead and on your character sheet mark +2 in the cunning for the moment.
+2.
And your first trick, if you go down to the second page, you should see a space for your tricks.
Tricks. Okay.
And that is Keen Observer. And what Keen Observer does is you gain a boon on all cunning checks involving hearing, sight, or smell. The way that checks and tests are rolled in Realms of Pugmire is you'll roll a d20, add your appropriate modifiers, and compare that to a difficulty. If you have a boon on that roll, you get to roll 2d20 and take the better result. If you have a hindrance on the roll, you roll 2d20 and take the worst. Make sense?
Yeah, you said boon on what was that?
All,
Sight, smell.
all cunning checks involving hearing, sight, or smell. And if you need to look that up, that is on page 26 of the Good Dogs chapter.
Okay, cool. Go down there and make sure I write it correctly. 26.
Yep. And then you also need to choose a family. Now, family is not a system impacting.
Mm-hmm.
It's really just kind of what's your surname. You can make one up, or if you would like to go to page 47, page 47, bottom page 47, start top page 48. In the Good Dogs chapter, you will see a list of 20 recommended surnames.
Is it 48?
Yes. That is correct. If you need a moment to peruse those, that's fine.
Yeah, come back to me.
I will. Because now we're going to switch our attention over to our excellent cats. Unlike the dogs of Pugmire, you do not have a upbringing. You have a house. The house is the organization within the monarchies that you were born into. There are several noble houses, and then there's also what's called the Shadow Block, which is made up of kind of all of the smaller houses and outcasts and things along those lines. So you will choose your house, and then after that, a family name or surname. And there are some examples in this chapter as well. I know, Milena, you had mentioned before stream that you had a house in mind already.
Mm-hmm.
And what house was that?
I would like the Angora house.
Excellent. So go ahead and mark down Angora under your house. You may want to be aware that your house colors are black and white.
Exactly.
And your house tenet is always pursue knowledge. That's kind of the motto of House Angora. For character creation, if you would find your intellect on your character sheet and add a +2 to it.
Under tests?
No, just under intellect along the side where the attributes are.
Oh, okay, I see. +2.
And your first trick, which is on the second sheet, is Voracious Learner. And now that trick is actually found in the Good Dogs chapter, which is part of why I had you have that open as well. And what that trick does for you is you gain a boon on intellect checks involving something that the cat might have read or heard about in the past. It does not apply to situations that are new to your experience. So, like if it's something you would have studied, if it's something you would have encountered, and I'll just paste the text of that in the Zoom chat, so you have less digging to do. All
Travis,
right.
the family is basically like the breed, right?
Yeah, I mean, yes. Not that it necessarily like you don't necessarily have to play a dog that looks like a Shih Tzu to have Shih Tzu as your last name, for example.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But yeah, it's that's a loose way of it's where they were pulled from for sure. And did you have a family name in mind, or did you want to dig through those, Milena?
Where are the family names again?
So the families for the cats are in the um, cat character creation chapter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been like flipping through it on my iPad, but I can't find the family part of it.
They start on page. The actual list is on page 42.
Okay, so it's at the end.
Yep. And you could a lot of time. One of the easy things you can do with a cat is just be um, Von and then your house, which means of the house of. So you just be
Cool.
Von Angora if you wanted to. That is an option. Rachel, did you have
Hey.
anything in mind for your house and family?
Yeah, I was trying to decide between Simric and Rex. Um, so I kind of want my calling to be Torpedo because that sounds like fun.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it doesn't really comport with the way that how Simric is described as like this house of diplomacy. But then, what if I was the torpedo that they went to? Like, all right, you can't tell anyone that we're asking you to do this, but
Sure. And you don't need to feel overly beholden to the way your house tends to function. Okay? You can
okay,
absolutely go against type with your house. You might be, you might be a torpedo because you hated the way your house was and you left. I mean, that's possible.
I kind of like the idea of like I don't know, kind of like House Scorpion from L5R. Like, we need you to do the things that no one else is willing to do,
Yeah,
and you're really good at it.
that's totally fine. So go ahead and in that case, if you want to go with Simric, go ahead and write down Simric under your house.
Mhm.
Your colors are black and green. The house tenant is always operate with discretion, which makes sense for a torpedo.
Yeah.
And you get a +2 to presence. And your starting trick, your first trick is immaculate grooming, which I will also pull up from the. I guess it's not in the. I guess that is one that is unique to Mao. And if the audience and my players will forgive me, I am still getting quite familiar with what is located where in the various books because these are all very new. So yeah, that is on page 27 of the cat's document. And immaculate grooming. Cats with this trick have a boon on presence checks involving positive influence like befriending someone or being polite and diplomatic.
Neat.
And had you settled on a family name?
I have not picked a family name. I was busy trying to like Simric or Rex, Simric or Rex. Uh, I
That,
might just be Lucy von Simric.
that's fine. Um, I have no objection to that whatsoever. How about Sarah?
All right, I think I've already got mine figured out.
Okay, what you got?
I've got Von Rex, a Wanderer, and I should have perfect balance, which I found. I don't know where to go from here, but
All right. So Von Rex Wanderer. Were you just gonna go with Von Rex for the
Yeah.
family name?
yeah.
All right. And you got from your Rex, you should have a +2 to agility
Yep.
and perfect balance.
Yep.
And your house colors are black and blue. And your house tenet is always push boundaries. So that ought to be fun. Okay. That brings us around to our next step in character creation, which is determining your callings. So now for our dog friend, you have some options here for callings.
Real quick. For family, I picked Kali.
Kali, excellent.
And I think background, I think Sage.
Oh yeah, did I jump over background? I sure did. Yeah, so Sage was the background you're going with?
Yeah.
Excellent. So dogs with the Sage background.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome, friend. You are among your people.
Which cat is that?
It's Bean.
I am Bean.
Baby. Hi.
So as a sage, your callings will give you, or your backgrounds, I should say, I'm sorry, will give you access to a couple of skills, some things in your rucksack, and a trick, as well as your coins. So with the sage background, it says you spent years learning lost lore and the history of the world. You've scoured manuscripts, studied scrolls, and listened to experts on subjects that fascinate you. Your quest for knowledge is never ending. Your skills are no arcana and no history, so you just need to write those in your skills list. In your rucksack, you will have a magnifying glass and a set of common clothes. On your coins, you will have a few coins. Coins are tracked differently in Pugmire rather than having just like you have 40 gold pieces and 60 silver. You either have no coins, a few coins, some coins, many coins, basically. There might be a step I'm missing in that chart, but we can go over that when it becomes important. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
You said I have some coins, right?
You have a few coins.
A few coins.
And your trick for that background is nearby expert. And what that provides you is whenever you try to learn or recall a piece of information and fail, you will know someone or a place, either a person or a place where you can get that information. The guide may decide the knowledge is secret or difficult to obtain. And this is one where you can spend fortune, which we'll get into what that is in a bit. And if you spend fortune on it, you can declare the previously unknown non-player character sage or expert is a friend or peer on good terms. So if that comes up, you roll to know something, you fail the roll, you can say, I'd like to spend a fortune, and I know a guy who is an expert in this, and we're cool. Make sense?
Okay.
If you don't spend the fortune, you might still know a guy, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're friendly with him. Make sense?
Yeah. Let me just go back to the tricks section so I can write that down properly.
Sure. It is on page 24. All right, and then going in reverse order. Sarah, have
Yes.
you had a chance to look at the backgrounds?
Yes, I picked Noble.
Excellent. And so Noble is one from the
Yeah.
dogs? Were you able
It's
to?
from cats.
Oh,
I
there's no.
think. Oh, maybe it's in dogs. Hold on, let me see.
It's in dogs. I'll look it up for you. One
Okay,
second.
yeah, I didn't go beyond that.
That's all right. So the noble background, it says whether you're a pampered aristocrat, an honorable relic owner, or a disinherited scoundrel, you grew up in a time when your family was part of the nobility. Your skills are know history and persuade. Your rucksack has a signet ring and a set of fine clothes. You have many coins, and your trick is good breeding. And I'm going to copy that and paste it in the chat just in case you need it.
Thank you, because I'm
It's a lot. It's okay.
I got almost all of it.
What good breeding does is, in general, people are inclined to give you the benefit of the doubt. At least other cats are. The cat is welcome in noble society and in the courts of the monarchies, and characters assume that you have every right to be where you are. Commoners also attempt to please you to avoid your displeasure. And if you spend a fortune, you can declare that a previously unknown non-player character, noble, is a friend or relative on good terms. So if you're getting ready to meet a new noble, for example, you might spend a fortune and say, "Oh, I know that guy, and he's cool." Make sense?
Yes.
And I've pasted that in the chat as well. How about for Rachel?
I like criminal as a background, in part because one of my cat's nicknames is Little Criminal.
Nice. That is A-OK.
Yeah, so I get bluff and sneak as my skills, and I get a crowbar, some dark clothes, and a few coins as my equipment. And I get a trick called Friends in Low Places.
That is correct. And what Friends in Low Places offers you effectively is... Oh, come on. Behave yourself, word. You have some generally reliable and trustworthy contacts among criminals. You can get information from such characters unless the act of passing on that information would endanger them. And if you spend a fortune, you can declare that a previously unknown non-player character criminal is one of your contacts and is on good terms. I will throw that in the chat for you.
Seems suitable for a torpedo.
Absolutely. And then how about for Milena?
What about?
Have
What's
you
the question?
had you selected a background yet?
Yes. It's Manser.
Oh, the Mancer would be your calling. The backgrounds are they start on page 8 of the cat chapter, and several of them actually happen in the dog book. But if you wanted something that would be
Oh, like sorry, because I don't have like pages, so I just have to scroll. Mm-mm.
it's right after the
The houses.
the houses.
Houses.
So
Wander.
in your lists are basically you have a common folk, which are, you were raised as a commoner. Criminal, as we just discussed with Rachel.
Mhm.
Merchant, you sell things or come from a merchant family. Noble, as we discussed with Sarah. Scholar, which is basically like well studied, well known, well educated.
That seems like the one.
Which I think that might be a typo in this manuscript because I think it's actually the sage background that's referring to. But let me double check. Just making sure I'm not telling stories out of school here.
Telling tales, that was cool.
Yes, that is actually the Sage background. So I apologize for the
No, you're good.
inaccurate wording, but this means that you spent years learning the lost lore and history of the world. You've scoured manuscripts, studied scrolls, listened to experts on subjects that fascinate you. It's the same thing that Mike has. But I'm going to go ahead and copy that and throw it in the chat since you don't have quite as easy
If I
access
click on
to
the
it.
chat, is my camera gonna disappear?
Oh, that's not impossible that it will.
Because I don't want to screw up the screens.
Sure, that's fair. Well, in that case, I will just read it out to you.
Or if you have Messenger pulled up, you can just send it to me there.
Oh, okay. If you can access it through Facebook Messenger?
Yeah.
Okay. That works.
Thank you, Travis.
No problem. I pasted it in the group chat. And then that gives you access to let's see. Yes, your trick you can write down nearby expert is the trick you'll have.
We haven't done callings yet, right?
No, yeah, we're about to get into callings now. I know a couple of you already have them set up, and I know Melena's getting her stuff copied over. So,
Yeah.
so Rachel,
Is this my background?
this is your background.
Or
Yep,
okay.
this is your background. So, Rachel, did you have a calling in mind? You said torpedo, right?
Yeah, I like torpedo. I get the
Excuse
zoomies and I make that everybody's problem.
Perfect. Cool. So as a torpedo, I'm just having the best time with my navigating today. Okay, as a torpedo, you'll want to mark down where it says tests. You want to fill in the dot next to agility and cunning. These are your primary attributes. Make sense?
Okay, so I get 2 presents from being House Simric, but I don't click the dot for presents, but I do click the dots for agility and vitality.
Correct, because those are
Okay.
the favored attributes of the torpedo. One thing that you'll get is under stamina dice, you'll record 1d8. Your stamina points are 8 per level, so you start with 8. You already got your agility and cunning marked down as your primary attributes. And you may choose 2 skills from balance, bluff, intimidate, notice, persuade, search, sense motive, sneak, and steal. And that list is provided for you on page 19.
Yeah, so I already get bluff and sneak from either my house or my background. I forget, but I already wrote it down.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with notice and steal.
Beautiful. And in your rucksack, which is also listed on that page, you can list you have 1 melee weapon, 1 firearm, 1 set of light armor, gloves, a bullseye lantern, rations, 50 feet of rope, and a dark cloak. The dark cloak was acquired under an unusual circumstance. There is a list of those directly underneath. You may select one, or you may roll a six-sided die.
Oh, I don't have a D6 to hand, but I want to roll and see what I get. I will use the dice tray in my Discord, sir.
There you go.
Oh, wow. Okay. I plugged in a dice bot and I forgot how to use it.
Oh no, that's all right.
Does someone wanna roll a D6 for me?
I can roll a d6 for you. Absolutely.
Please.
How about a 3? It was part of your payment for your first job.
I like that.
Excellent. And then right below there, you'll see the list of your first tricks you may copy into your tricks. So you get simple weapon aptitude, martial weapon aptitude, firearms aptitude, light armor aptitude, dark vision, and you can choose from either guns blazing or negotiation tactics.
Nice. I'm gonna have to spend some time going through the weapons to decide what I want to have on me.
Sure, absolutely. Your rucksack guarantees you one melee weapon, one firearm, and a set of light armor. So,
Mhm.
and if I am not mistaken, light armor basically gives you an armor class of 11 plus your agility modifier.
Nice.
Or defense, I should say. I apologize.
And so the Masterworks chapter, is that equipment?
No, that is specifically magic items,
Oh, okay.
which we may get into in a minute. So yeah, with light armor aptitude, the armor gives you a defense of 11 plus agility. Examples include padded armor, leather armor, and studded leather armor. You can choose from those which you would like. All right. While you're looking at the tricks and picking out your specific weapons, let's move along and just check with Sarah. Did you know which calling you wanted to go with?
Yeah, I was doing Wanderer.
Okay. Excellent. So as a wanderer, you will begin with stamina die of 1d8. You have 8 stamina points.
Yep.
Your primary attributes, the ones you'll fill in your little dots next to under tests, will be agility and might.
Got it.
And choose 2 skills from balance, no history, no spirituality, notice, perform, sneak, survive, and traverse.
I did notice and sneak.
Excellent. And in your rucksack, you have 1 melee weapon, a shovel, torches, rations, and a musical instrument gained under unusual circumstances.
I picked my melee weapon as a cutlass. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely fine.
Okay. I did not pick a musical instrument because I didn't know if there was a list somewhere.
No, it can be kind of any instrument you want, but you will need to pick or roll for an unusual circumstance.
A baby grand piano. You just got wheels on the bottom. How are we gonna get up this mountain?
It'd make the trip
roll?
down easier.
That's true.
You can either roll a d6 or pick the unusual circumstance by which you got your musical instrument.
Oh, I'll just roll on it because I don't know where that is and I don't feel like digging. How'd I just pull out a handful of dice and not a single 6? Twice in a row.
They're hiding.
The universe is messing with me.
When you leveled out of that with your last bard, you threw away all your d6s.
Apparently. The only ones I've got are the ones from that weird I had a card game. There's like a weed card game, but they're really, really round dice, so I don't trust them. Okay. 2.
It says you found the instrument in a cache of otherwise unremarkable road supplies.
That checks out.
So you can choose whatever you want that to be. And then your first tricks, and you may find these on page 22 of the cat manuscript. But your first tricks are simple weapon aptitude, martial weapon aptitude, light armor aptitude, and choose one from either martial arts or unarmored defense.
Hold on. It's hard to navigate in Word.
Sure.
It's on page 22.
Yep.
I was on page 30, then I was on page 19. Okay, so I'm picking from...
The ones you pick are martial arts or unarmored defense. All the rest of the tricks that are there, you get. So the simple weapon, martial weapon, and light armor aptitude, you get those automatically.
I'm not seeing those on page 22.
Of the cat manuscript?
I'm seeing attributes on page 22. Oh, I'm seeing views on other colonies.
Oh, yeah, scroll down just a little bit, and you should find them.
Oh, they're at the very bottom, the first tricks?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. I see. And so those are in the dog's book, though.
The aptitudes are, I believe, martial artists and unarmored defense are as well. I can copy them over.
You don't have to do all that. I can do it. I'm also navigating a new operating system, and it's making me want to throw my computer.
Oh, yeah, you just did the...
I just switched, yeah.
Actually, unarmored defense is in the dog one, but martial arts is in the cat one. Is that enough to make you dangerous?
No. I mean, sure, I'll just sit here and be frustrated. It's fine. It's not your fault.
Well, let me find you the page for martial arts.
It's not martial arts. You've gone 4 steps ahead of me, and I still am lost.
Oh.
I'm lost on simple weapon aptitude, and you are 4 places ahead of me.
Oh.
So I don't, like, you keep talking about things, and I don't know what you're talking about, because I'm not there. I'm trying to find the thing you told me about to begin with.
Gotcha. Okay. The weapon aptitudes. Sorry about that. So the weapon aptitudes are in the dog chapter, page 29. And that's also where you'll find the armor aptitudes. I'm sorry about your Windows 11.
I should have put these in the PDFs too, because I'm using a bar that's a different size on each document to eyeball it.
Oh, that's unfun.
Yeah, so it should have made in PDFs so that I can type in a page number when you tell me one. Because it's almost impossible to find a page number too. So this is just not ideal. And I think you said 29.
Yep, page 29.
It's not though.
You want me to pop them in the Zoom chat?
Yeah, I guess, because that's not what I'm seeing on page 29.
Okay. While I'm popping those over there, did we get to calling for We haven't done Mike's yet, right? And we haven't done Melena's
No.
yet, right?
I haven't done mine either. Yeah.
All right. So, Mike, what did you have in mind for calling?
I want to do artisan.
Okay. 1 second. So with artisan, it helps when you type it right. Artisan gives you a stamina die of D6, D6 stamina points. You will mark intellect and presence as your favorite attributes.
Intellect and
Your
presence.
primary attributes, I should say. Gotta start using the proper terminology. You can choose 2 skills from handle animal, heal, no arcana, no culture, no history, no nature, no religion, notice, perform, search, and sense motive. I know that's a long list. It's on page 11 of the text there.
I'm gonna do no arcana, and I'm gonna do I'm gonna do no culture.
Excellent. And you'll note then in your rucksack you have 1 simple weapon, 1 set of light armor, 1 masterwork artisan focus, acquired under unusual circumstances, a bottle of ink, an ink pen, a few sheets of parchment, and a small collection of books. And then, did you want to choose or roll your unusual circumstance?
Oh, I know already. I want taken from skeleton of a strange creature.
All right. 1 second. And your first tricks are simple weapon aptitude, light armor aptitude, and you can choose from either encouragement or focus magic. So if you want to start off casting spells, you will need to take focus magic.
Focus magic.
Encouragement is akin to, but a little different than bardic inspiration.
Okay.
Makes sense?
So I get all that and then focus magic, right?
Yep.
But not encourage.
Correct. Yeah, you pick one or the other. Makes sense?
Yeah. Should there wait 1 second. Should I so I filled out my stamina points, my stamina dice. I got a +2 in cunning, I got intellect and presence, and that's all I should be filling up at this point, right?
Correct.
Okay. Why is this highlighted? Get out of there.
The heck? Bear with me a moment. I'm not spelling properly. That's the problem. Sorry about that. just making sure we've got all of Sarah's tricks pasted in the chat. So, Sarah, you should have the weapon aptitudes, armor aptitude, and then you get to choose between the martial arts and the unarmored defense. Make sense? Alrighty. Okay. Then that leaves us with Melina, right? We have not yet gotten your
Yes.
calling. So what calling had you settled on?
Mancer.
You were gonna go with a Mancer. Beautiful.
Yes.
So with a Mancer, you will begin with stamina dice of 1d6.
Do I have to roll?
No, not at all.
Okay.
So you just write down stamina die under your stamina die 1d6. You start with 6 stamina points. Your primary attributes are intellect and cunning. And you can choose 2 from for skills: heal, no arcana, no culture, no history, no nature, no spirituality, notice, search, and sense motive.
I really want sense motive, but for a necromancer, which one would be best?
No arcana is probably handy, but
No arcana.
do you already have that from your sage background?
Yes.
Then I would take maybe no spirituality is not a bad idea. Notice or search are always good. Heal never hurts. I mean, if you're a necromancer, it doesn't hurt to know how bodies work when they're working too.
I just noticed that I already know no arcana from stage background also, so I'm picking something else.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna do notice. What does notice do? Is that like a investigation check?
Notice is like it's like spotting things or sensing things, smelling things, just kind of like as you're moving. It's sort of a passive sense, right? Whereas search is like actively looking for something, investigating.
Okay, so I'm gonna do notice and sense motive.
Okay.
And then on my rucksack is 1 simple weapon, 1 set of light armor, 1 focus crafted from bone, a bottle of ink and ink pen, sheets of parchment, and a small collection of books. And my unusual circumstance, I wanted to be dug up in a graveyard under a weeping willow.
Okay. And that is your that is where you got your focus crafted from bone, correct?
Yes.
All right. And then your first tricks were simple weapon aptitude, light armor aptitude, and you can choose between good memory or Mancy, but I'm assuming you're choosing Mancy.
Yes.
Wonderful. With the Mancy trick, you start with a magical focus made of bone. By taking the trick, you can attune the focus to draw and channel magic through it. You use the focus to cast all your spells, And it's powered by your life force, uniquely tied to once attuned. Another cat cannot use it. Cats with a similar focus might find it allows them to create different effects. The 3 spells you learn upon taking Mancy are Chill Touch, Eldritch Blast, and Prestidigitation. And then you can also learn 2 Magnitude 1 spells from the Mancer list. We'll get into spells in a moment, but I'll go ahead and paste that text of that trick into the Facebook chat for you, Melina.
Thank you so much.
No problem. I just got to reopen Facebook. All right, and then Mike, you got the what tricks did you choose from your artisan?
Oh shit. Where's that at?
The artisan tricks
Yeah.
are oh yeah, you get to choose between encouragement and
Oh, that stuff. Yeah, I got
and focus
focus
magic.
magic.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So with focus magic, you'll find that trick on page 31 of the document. You start with the Masterwork Focus, a strange intricate device made you man that doesn't do anything obvious. By taking the trick, you become spiritually attuned to the focus and can draw and channel arcane energy through it. In effect, you use the focus to cast your spells. It's powered by your life force, uniquely tied to you, just like with the Mancy Focus. Upon taking the trick, you learn 3 basic spells that can always be used, which is Elemental Ray, Magic Paw, and Smell Magic. And then you also get 2 Magnitude 1 Artisan spells. Your references to spellcasting attribute are references to intellect. Make sense?
Yeah. So I automatically get those 3 spells, right? Elemental
Yes.
Ray. Okay.
Yeah, they're basic spells. So those are basic spells or spells that don't cost any spell slots to cast. You can cast them every turn. For those of you familiar with Dungeons and
Cantrips.
Dragons, they're like cantrips. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So I got those spells, and then wait, so then smell magic, and then I also get what else should I be marking down?
You'll get 2 Magnitude 1 spells, but we can dig into the spell list later.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
All right. Next up, does anyone have anything left from their calling that they have not filled out or that they're confused about or that they need help with?
I think I'm good. Oh, so I couldn't find any firearms. But I found a barbed net in the Pugmire rules, and that sounds pretty cool. So could I have that instead of a gun?
You could. I suppose I have no objection to that. You sure you don't want a gun?
What chapter are they in? I can't find them.
I'll dig for the firearms momentarily. Sorry about the noise. Word is loud sometimes. Yeah, I'll dig for the firearm 1 second.
Okay.
But while I'm digging for the firearm, though, Sarah, did you get everything sorted out on your end? Was there anything that you still had questions about?
Good.
You good? All right. All right. Let's see. So your firearms are going to be in the character creation chapter for the cats. They start on page 35. One thing to be aware of with firearms is that they aren't common in the monarchies or in Pugmire. Most uplifted and non-uplifted animals have a reflex to run or freeze at the sound of one discharging. Cats and dogs call this reaction gunpowder panic, and it affects anyone who hasn't been trained to withstand its effects. If characters are within earshot of a firearm being used or a similar explosion, they must succeed at a presence test at difficulty 15. This includes the firearm wielder and her allies. If character fails the test, they gain the deaf and scared conditions until they succeed at a future check. Characters with the deaf condition automatically pass gunpowder panic tests. If you have a torpedo or other gun-wielding colleague in your party, all allies gain a boon when resisting gunpowder panic, as they are likely more used to her shots ringing out in the heat of battle.
Okay, yeah, I find it now. I will take a flintlock.
Rock and roll. All right. So now we get to assign your attributes.
Speaking of that, so the attributes is the one on the far left, right? That row down there.
Yes.
All right, so I should have put +2 in the cunning tests, right?
Yes. The no. The +2 goes in your actual attribute. The tests are you're just marking which ones are your favored ones.
Gotcha. So I got intellect and presence, and that's like the test section from being sage or artisan, right? One of those two.
Correct. Yeah, I think it comes from your calling.
Gotcha. Just making sure I'm putting it in the right section.
No problem. So now that we're at this phase, you can each assign numbers to your attributes. You get 1 at +2, 1 at +1, or I'm sorry, 2 at +1, 2 at 0, and 1 at -1. And I'm going to go ahead and pop that in the chats because I know that's a lot of numbers to keep track of. Those are further modified by whatever bonus you have from your background. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Do we have to note like that we're adding it to one? Like, because I'm gonna add it to the one that already has a plus. I'm gonna add the 0. Do I need to note that somewhere so that you know why I don't have a 0?
No, you want to keep track of it so you don't spend it. But I'll be able to look and see that you know what I mean. Like the math will work out.
Okay.
All
Those
right.
are for like agility, might, and vitality and that stuff.
Yeah, that's for your attributes: the agility, might, vitality, cunning, intellect.
So I had to step away very briefly. So if I get presence +2 from being House Simric, could I put like another +2 into that?
Absolutely, yeah, and then have a
Okay.
+4.
All right. And so in the rules, it also said I get a +1 from somewhere else.
Do you remember what offhand?
Yeah, well, because it was super vague. Let me find it.
It was in the cats chapter, correct?
Yeah.
That sounded like a meow.
Meow.
Yeah.
Well, I will just search for plus ones and see what
Yeah,
comes up.
so it is on page 53. And so it says put the +2 and one of your plus ones. Oh, I see what it means now. Okay.
Oh yeah, that is so that down there is like if you wanted to do like the quick or random character creation. That's just suggesting how to spend your stuff.
All right, so the only bonus I get is the +2 from the house.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, no problem. Yeah, there's like Realms of Pugmire and Curious Cats and Mao have quick character builds where you basically either pick off of a list or you can actually roll for them. Like you can just grab a handful of dice, roll them, and have a Pugmire character. Which is a fun thing to do, but not what I wanted to do with this game. I thought we would take the time to build out our people and decide kind of what sort of party we wanted to have. Sarah, were you able to, in addition to spending your attribute points, were you able to find your weapons and armor and all that jazz?
I didn't even look for armor.
Well, armor would be if you're not taking the unarmored defense trick.
That's what I took.
Oh, you did take unarmored defense, then you probably wouldn't want armor. All right.
So we just decide
Just decide what.
what to put these on.
Yes. One thing you'll want to look at is your Mancy trick. I believe it uses intellect as your spellcasting ability. So you'll want to have high intellect.
Okay, so I'll put my +2 there, so I'll have a +4 intellect. Then I want cunning +1, agility +1, 0 might, 0 vitality, and -1 in presence.
All right. Clearly more comfortable with the dead than the living.
Yes. My name is Bones, so I feel like
Wonderful. So I know this is a very hard part of the game, but I know at least two of you have your first name picked out. So you had Bones. You were going to be Lucy. Is that correct, Rachel?
Yes, after Lucifer.
Beautiful. Mike, did you have a first name picked out? You are very muted.
I'm gonna be Buddy.
Buddy, excellent. And how about you, Sarah? Did you have a name picked up?
It's gonna be Rouge Von Rex.
Rouge Von Rex. I love it. All right, cool.
flashy.
I love it. All right. You have your stamina dice and stamina points marked down. You may add your vitality to your stamina points.
So 0, I'm still 6.
All right, so I've gone with presence 2, agility 2, vitality 1, cunning 1, intellect is 0, and might -1.
All right.
We're like opposites.
It's good for an RPG. We'll balance each other out.
It's gonna be so fun. Hi.
Did anyone have a vitality modifier that was negative?
+1.
All right, rock and roll.
I think we all know what a bad idea that is.
That is fair. You will also mark down, you'll see there's a space next to the attributes that says experience bonus. This is going to be a +1 for you. As you gain levels, your experience bonus increases. And you add your experience bonus to any check using a skill that you know, any attack roll and damage roll using weapons for which you have the appropriate aptitude trick. So if you know how to use the weapon, it adds to your attack and damage. Attack rolls with spells that you cast, and test difficulties for spells that you cast. Your experience bonus cannot be added more than once to a single die roll or to another number. However, it might occasionally be modified before you apply it. Certain effects like make double or triple it, for example. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody should have four skills right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yes.
You should have your rucksack with your weapons selected. Did you settle on a weapon, Sarah? I forgot if I asked you that.
Yeah, I have a cutlass.
Cutlass, awesome. And then just checking through here. All the tricks have been selected except for those of you who have spells, correct?
Yes.
So for the spells, you will want to go into the magic chapters. So for the cats, it's CCM 05 CH3 Magic and Masterworks. And for the dogs, it is Chapter 4 Magic. So 06 Pugmire 2E CH4 Magic. Now, you may have to, depending on which spells you're pulling, Milena, you might need to pull some from the dog stuff. It just depends. So, your spellcasting list, Mike, the artisan spell list is right there at the top of the dog's magic chapter.
I get 2 of them, right? The level ones.
2 of the level 1s, yep. And for Milena, you will go down to the Mancers, which is also, the list is pretty high up. It's like the second page or third page down.
On
And
chapter 2.
and chapter 3, Magic and Masterworks.
I see what they're doing here.
Yes. Oh yeah, I found it.
I got shield and seeking stingers.
Excellent.
Because I know wizards.
And as a Mancer, your first level spells, you have Arcane Sight, Chaos Spray, Darkness, Disguise Self, False Life, Featherfall, Illusory Script, Inflict Wounds, Silent Image, or Unnatural Rebuke. Do you need a few moments to go through those spells, Milena?
Yeah, come back to me.
Can do. The next step in our character creation process is making sure that all the choices that you needed to make for your rucksack have been made, and you have the items from your calling and your background recorded in them. Does everybody have that?
Yeah.
I believe so.
What
I
is it?
haven't chosen an instrument yet, but I'm still fit.
Okay.
What did you?
Making sure that you have the equipment from your rucksack based on your calling and on your background.
Yes. I picked a filleting knife.
A
1d4
filleting
stab.
knife? A filleting knife would be a very different thing.
Filet mignon knife. I've never said that word out loud before.
I believe they call that a bobbit blade.
It says filleting knife on the Mancer script.
Yeah, filleting knife. It does say filleting knife, yeah.
Your knife did some other stuff that didn't involve stabbing.
That's sad.
Oh, my face hurts. All right, so now the next step is to calculate your defense. If you do not have any armor, your defense is 10 plus your agility. If you have armor but not with the aptitude, it is 10 plus agility. If you are without armor and you have the unarmored defense trick, it is 10 plus agility plus vitality. If it is light armor with light armor aptitude, it's 11 plus your agility. If you have medium armor with medium armor aptitude, it's 13 plus your agility. And heavy armor plus heavy armor aptitude is a 16. If you have a shield, it offers a +2 when it is used.
This is the defense.
Correct.
I have light armor and agility 2, so I believe that makes my defense 13.
Correct.
And they have light armor and agility 1, so it's 12.
Correct.
I may have missed how you figure that. I apologize.
No, it's fine. You have unarmored defense, right?
Yeah.
So it's 10 plus your agility plus your vitality.
Okay. And that's just my defense score.
Yep. What is
I
your
have light?
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I have light armor aptitude and negative agility, so 10. Correct?
Yep.
Okay. So I have negative. Okay.
And so what does that make your defense, Sarah?
13.
13. Okay, cool. Rock and roll. And then your initiative is equal to your agility.
Okay.
Initiative is equal to agility.
Yep.
So like +1.
If your agility is +1, that is correct.
Okay.
Negative.
Negative.
Last, we need to record your speed. So for our dog, the top speed will be 30 and the bottom speed is 40. So if you're walking upright, your speed is 30. If you're on all fours, you can move up to 40.
Oh,
For our cats, however,
they're way faster.
the cats are not way faster, actually.
Oh yeah, I guess technically, yeah.
A cat's speed is 30 on top and 35 when you're all fours.
Like I just looked up for the first time, like the art for Pugmire to see what we would look like, and this is so cute.
It's really adorable.
It's pretty adorable, yeah.
Oh my gosh, they're little guys.
They're just little guys.
They're little chunks. Oh, hit the wrong button and it caused
How
chaos.
do I figure out what I roll for my attack for my attacks?
So if you're using a cutlass, that is finesse, so you get to choose between might and vitality.
Okay, one of them's a minus, so we're gonna pick the one that's a plus.
And then you add your experience bonus,
Okay.
and that's your to hit.
So it's just a +2, like
Yep.
so I don't roll anything.
No, you roll a d20.
Oh, okay.
And then your damage on it is going to be 1d10 plus 1 because you add your proficiency bonus to your damage as well.
That's where we put our weapons.
Yeah, and there should be like a weapons, like an attacks section.
Yeah, yeah, right here.
Yep, that's probably the best place to put your weapons.
Okay.
Oh,
Weapons.
Your weapons.
My filleting knife.
Yes, filleting knife. I can feel like John Cusack in Better Off Dead. No, tentacles. NT. Tentacles.
Tentacles. How do you say it?
Tentacle.
Tentacles? Tentacle? I thought this thing that was like, if you want to speak English, you can't say the T's. And then this person is like trying to say tattoo. So they're like, ah, ooh.
Nice.
Ah, ooh.
And then you also will need to make personality statements. So each character in Pugmire has a drive and a weakness. A drive is kind of like the thing you want to do. 1 second. Let me bring up the good dogs. Bless you.
Stick to.
So the drive is an ideal you believe in most strongly, fundamental moral and ethical principle that compels you to act. It can be anything from a life goal to a core belief system. It can even be an interpretation of one of the tenets of the Code of Man if you're a dog, or if you're a cat that follows the Code of Man. Or it could be like another philosophical touchstone. For the dog, it begins with "I am a good dog because ... dot dot dot." Whereas for the cats, bless you again, it begins with "I am an excellent cat because."
That's the drive.
Yeah. Do you have a drive in mind for Lucy?
Yes. Lucy is a good cat because they can talk their way into anything.
Wonderful. I love it. Do you have a drive for Buddy?
I am a good dog because I want to create high art picture novels. I'm a writer.
Beautiful. Do you have a drive for Bones?
I am a good cat because I can make my own friends.
Awesome. And do you have a drive uh, for, why am I forgetting your name? Is it Red?
Rouge.
Rouge. I mean, it was
That's
close.
why. Yes.
It's
Yes.
wrong language.
And yes. I am an excellent cat because I can change directions fast.
I love it. All right. Next up, the dog has an inspiration. The inspiration is a connection to something else in the world, another character, specific place, an organization, or past event. It can even be another character. The bond, like a drive, helps motivate the dog to heroic deeds, or sometimes to even make mistakes. Inspiration for the dog is articulated by finishing this statement: I am inspired by my bond to ... dot dot dot.
I have a long-standing rivalry with a other writer of picture novels called Grant Meowison, uh,
Beautiful.
who I hate. But secretly, no one knows this. That no one, I would never admit this out loud, but he is a better writer than me. But I hate.
I love it.
You're
And oh, go ahead.
But my works are more like culturally significant. Like mine.
you're
There's like
both
way more focus on my stuff.
you're
Like there would
both
be,
excellent in your own genres.
but fuck him.
That is fair. I'll allow it. The cats, however, instead of an inspiration, you have a secret. Something that you may eventually share with your most trusted allies, or you might come back to haunt you if you're off while you're off adventuring. The cat's desire to keep their secrets or try to undo the ramifications can drive them to take certain actions over the course of a story, for good or ill. A cat may lie to her friends to avoid embarrassment, or hide a clue that could also lead to her undoing. She might be secretly bound to a different house than the one whose name she bears, or be the subject of blackmail. Your cat's secret is determined by finishing the statement, no one knows about ... So, do any of our cats have a secret yet?
Oh yes.
What
Uh,
is Lucy's
s-
secret?
so because I am making this character inspired by my own cat, and because my own cat is a giant fucking scaredy cat about everything, no one knows about my fear of the unseen. This will probably not be a secret for very long.
That's fair. I like it. Beautiful choice. Beautiful choice. Milena, how about for Bones?
Can a secret be something that I think is a secret but is like obvious to everyone?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
No one knows about my
Oh God, I can't
my
wait.
my fetish.
Oh,
Uh,
go on.
Is that it? Is there more?
no.
Wait, I guess the secret will be finding out what the fetish is.
It will be obvious.
Oh, goodness.
Is it like above the tail, like by the butt, like area where like all cats?
No, it's for Grant Meowison cosplay characters.
Is it for making your own friends? Is that
That's part of the fetish.
Okay.
as you wish?
Done.
What is Rouge's secret?
Sorry, apparently she has a cough. No one knows I snuck away from home, even though my leaving would have been acceptable if I told my family I was going.
Okay,
That's nice.
cool. I dig it. And then last we have a weakness. And a weakness is some flaw, compulsion, or fear that you have, in particular, anything that could be used by the guide to cause you problems or lead you to act in ways that would cause problems to the group. Anything can be the source of weakness. Your weakness is expressed by finishing the statement, no matter what, I just can't. And do you have a weakness for Lucy?
Yes, no matter what, I just can't allow myself to get dirty or unkempt.
Okay.
So I imagine after every combat, it's just gonna go full Kitty has a question, paw in the air. Must get clean, must get clean.
Aw.
I love it. I love it. How about for Buddy?
No matter what, I just can't stop my works from being adapted into plays or whatever.
I love it. Perfect.
Well, he's got a bit of a attitude with that.
Perfect. How about for Bones?
Um, I think I'm gonna be the actual opposite of Rachel's. No matter what, I just can't stay clean.
That
Right.
tracks.
So I'm sure you've seen this cat behavior. One cat will just pin the other one down and forcefully groom them. Like I feel
No,
like these cats have like gotten beyond like actual licking, but like hold still while I brush your fur.
He's constantly like absently picking like dirt out of her fur.
I just brushed you. How are you muddy again?
Because of the digging for both.
Glorious. How about for Rouge?
No matter what, I just can't go home.
Okay, cool. Um, all right. So you all have your names, you all have your traits. Is there anything on your sheet that is not filled out or that you feel like you're missing?
Mm,
I feel like I'm pretty. Oh, so the box where it says tests.
Yes.
Do we need to fill anything in there?
If you'd like, just for your own reference to make your life a little easier, you can add that attribute to your experience bonus for the ones that are your um, primary attributes.
Okay, so if I've got agility at 2 and a specialty, then the test is 3.
Right.
Okay.
How many
Cool,
spell
thank you.
slots should I?
So you don't. Basically, you have. One second. Where are we at? I think that might actually be in the magic chapter. One second. Sorry for the word noise, audience. Might be in your actual trick description.
Jesus.
Bless you.
I need to take a
Bless you.
Benadryl tonight. I don't know if you guys know, I'm very allergic to cats, and now I have 3 of them.
Oh,
Fuck my
That's a
life.
lot of cat owners actually are allergic.
We just
Yeah.
love them so much. We can't help it.
I
it's
know.
the
Is Bean get along with the new
brainworms.
babies yet or no?
Huh?
Is Bean get along with the new babies yet or no?
Today is the first time I saw her rub her head on the door of the cat's room.
Aw.
So I think she hates bagel, but she likes sausage because she was watching sausage play through the crack on the door and she was fine. And then as soon as she saw bagel, she was like,
I think she
"What's
just like fine with one, and then she's like, "Oh, there's two. Oh shit," you know.
No, I think it's bagel because every time she's just watching sausage is fine. And then bagel will like sneak up on her. She'll like go behind the door and then go like, "Hello, it's Johnny," kind of a thing. And Bean will like I think because Bagel is the brave one, so Bean is not about it.
Okay, so you have spell points is the way that it works. That's why I couldn't find it because I was looking for spell slots.
Cool.
You have at level 1, spellcasters have spell points equal to 2 plus their vitality modifier.
Okay.
Oh man,
Each
I didn't
time,
know that like for spells I had to have vitality.
each time you level, you gain 2 plus vitality spell points. If you need to move some traits around, you can. It's not set in stone yet.
So vitality is what is I'm linked. So like it's not like D&D where intelligence is your spellcasting modifier. It's vitality.
No, no, no. Your spellcasting modifier is absolutely based on your trick that you gain magic through. So the focus magic, which I believe says intellect, right? But the number of spell points you have is based on your vitality because you're using your life energy to cast spells.
Okay.
And then you can regain those points with. So, like if you rest, you regain them, but also, I think if you take a nap, you can use your stamina die to regain spell points um, instead of stamina points. But let me double check and make sure I'm not making that up.
And what is cunning for then?
Cunning is for noticing things, and for uh, just general kind of awareness.
Hmm.
Do you think it would be better for me to take the +2 I put in intellect and move +2 to vitality so I can have 4 spell slots
That's up
and
to
then
you.
just have
If you,
+2 +2?
if you want to cast more spells, sure. It's just you won't be quite as good at casting those spells, but you're still going to be pretty good because you got a +2.
Mm.
And again, just to clarify, um, your basic spells do not cost anything. You just cast those.
Oh, so the 3 first ones?
Yep. If you
Trips, basically.
if you rest, which is a period of activity that takes at least 1 hour, during which you can do nothing more strenuous than eating, drinking, reading, dozing, and tending to injuries, you can spend 1 or more of your remaining stamina dice. For each stamina die spent this way, you can roll the die to regain that many stamina points. Or if you're a spellcaster, you may regain spell points instead of stamina points if you choose. You can decide to spend additional stamina dice after each roll up to the number you have at your level. Napping is an extended period of downtime, at least 8 hours long. Though much of the time is spent sleeping, you can use up to 2 hours to do light activity. At the end of the nap, you regain all your lost stamina points, spell points, and expended stamina dice.
Okay.
Effects: if you run into an effect that lowers an attribute, unless the effect says otherwise, that loss also disappears at the end of the nap. However, if you're sleeping outdoors in the wilderness, whenever you sleep outdoors when traveling, you have to make a vitality test at difficulty 10. If your roll fails, you still regain your spent stamina dice and spell points at the end of your nap, but you only regain up to half your maximum stamina points rounded down. In addition, you gain the exhausted condition. You can choose to expend rations from your rucksack, if you have any, to re-roll the test. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. So, do I have to fill anything under tests?
If you want to, just to make your life easier, you can take the ones that you have marked down as your primary attributes. So the ones you got from your calling, and you can add your experience bonus to those. Bless you. And just hang on to that, so that way you've got
The
that.
experience meaning the +1 plus whatever?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I figured I had to put some in cunning because that's part of my inherited attribute. Okay, cool.
All right. So then we got about 15 minutes left. I do want to go over just basic. Everybody's got their characters done and they're ready to rock and roll, right?
Yeah.
You can-
Absolutely.
If you can send those my way, I would greatly appreciate it. Melina, if you can just snap a picture of it and send it to me, that's fine.
What's the best way to send it to you?
I mean, email would be the easiest, but if you can just send it to me on Facebook Messenger or in the Zoom chat, anyone is fine. I can get it from all the places.
All right. Well, Zoom chat I think disappears as soon as you close Zoom, so
Mine doesn't
email.
anymore. I don't know about yours, but mine does not anymore.
Well, I've done it 2 methods, so you will always have it no matter what.
I appreciate that. Before we dive in, I would like to, or before we wrap up, I would like to go over kind of our calibration tools. Just make sure that we're all on the same page about what we would like to see from this campaign, at least in broad terms. So, in order to do that, we're going to go over what we call the yes goes and the no goes. Yes goes are things that we definitely want to see happen. No goes are things we definitely do not want to see happen. I also do use the X card if for whatever reason a piece of content comes up in the game that you find upsetting, distressing, or just need to move past. We can make an X with our hands, type an X in the Zoom chat, say X, we'll stop. The only time I would ask any clarifying questions is if I didn't understand what triggered the X card. We would remove the element and then move forward.
Cool.
Otherwise, do you have any yes goes, things you would like to see happen, Sarah?
No, I don't know of anything.
All right. How about Milena?
No, I'm cool.
Any
Anything goes.
yes goes for Mike?
Like downtime for just like role play within the group.
Okay, so definitely want to have some time for interactions and interpersonal connections.
Yeah.
And how about for Rachel?
I'm here just to lean into the ridiculousness of the setting.
All right, so a little bit of ridiculousness and silliness.
We're playing uplifted house pets.
That's valid. One thing that I will tend to have is some gore and some horror. I just want to make sure those are cool with everybody.
Perfect.
Here we go again.
Excellent. And then we come to no-goes. Obviously, my big no-go is SA. We just never have it in games. Rachel, do you have any no-goes you'd like to add? Things that you do not want to see happen in game.
I feel like we have the same boundaries and red lines, so yeah.
All right. How about you, Mike? Any additional no-goes?
Yeah, same. SA is not cool with any table I'm in.
All right, rock and roll. How about for Milena? Any additional no-goes?
Small limb amputation.
So no, you don't want any of your paw tips cut off?
Yeah.
Right.
I still have PTSD from that.
No paw mutilation. Anything else?
That's it. And SA, of course.
And how about for Sarah?
Same as everyone else. I'm good.
All right, rock and roll. Well, we have our safety tools calibrated. We have our characters created. You selected your spells.
Mhm.
What did you settle on for your spells, Milena?
I got Arcane Sight and Inflict Wounds.
Okay. And how about for Mike?
I got shield and seeking stingers. Seeking stingers.
Okay. Then I have just a couple more questions I want to run by everybody, and then we can call it a night. For the start of the campaign, do we want to open it up in civilization or out in the wilderness? Or do you have no particular opinion on it?
In
Wait.
civilization.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun if we start in civilization and then have to go outside.
All right. Sarah, you have any particular thoughts on that, or are you cool with it?
I'm fine with whatever.
All right. And do you want to begin in a social setting or an action setting?
Social.
Go to.
All right.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think Buddy's much for someone who like leaves his house very much unless he absolutely has to, so.
All right. Well, I think then that is enough to make us dangerous. I am very excited about these characters and about this forthcoming campaign of the Curious Cats of Mao in the Realms of Pugmire. I guess that would be my last question. Do you prefer to set the game in the monarchies with Buddy being there either as a visitor or as an expatriate who has moved there? Or do you want to start in the Realms of Pugmire?
I don't feel I know enough about this setting, so I will trust your judgment
Yeah, I
as to what you
absolutely.
think.
I set my character up to be an adventurer, so my character would have reason to not be in the monarchies, but I don't have an opinion ultimately.
Same.
Okay. How about you, Mike? You got any particular thoughts on it?
I don't think I know enough, but I think if I'm thinking character wise, I think that my character would be more socially more like a cat than a dog. So I think he's would be cool with just like visiting there and being like, I'm just gonna live here now because like there's not some dog all over you all the time, bugging you and just being too like in your face and happy and stuff like that. I think he's like cool with the cats.
All right. Cool. I dig it. Then we'll probably kick things off in the monarchies. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of our session. We all have a wonderful group of cats and a dog that I think we will have a great deal of fun with. We will be back 2 weeks' time. I know if you've rejoined us from Sins of Shelzar, we had a bit of a wonky schedule on that game. This is just going to be every other week because we like to simplify things around these parts. So we will be back in 2 weeks' time with our cats and dog. Let's go ahead and do our outros. If you could tell us who you are, what you do, who you're playing, your pronouns, their pronouns, and anything you'd like to promote. And we'll start off with Sarah this time.
I'm Sarah Sharnover, she, her, playing Rouge Von Rex, also she, her. There's a gnat by me, and it's making me crazy. And I have nothing to promote right now. I'm Wordsmith Sarah everywhere. I just do stuff in places.
Rock and roll. How about Mike?
I'm Mike Mutant. I'm going to be playing Buddy, who's very clearly an Alan Moore surrogate. And I you can follow me on Instagram on at it's new the Freaks comic where I update regular or not regularly. I'll update whenever I feel like it, honestly. Because I don't like pressure in social media, and I refuse to engage in that form of art, social media. Um, and yeah, so working on that. You'll see stuff when I feel like showing it. And yeah.
Awesome. Love it. Next up, Rachel, your pertinence, please.
Hello, I am Rachel. I'm she, her. I'll be playing Lucy. Probably they, them pronouns, I think. Because my cat's a boy cat, but like I feel weird playing boys.
Sure,
Um,
fair enough.
no disrespect to those who enjoy playing boys, just not my thing.
Mhm.
But yeah, I've got a Twitch channel where we have a lot of really fun tabletop RPGs. We like to delve into the smaller, more unusual titles. We've done Blade Runner, we have done Dragon Age. Currently, we have Tales from the Loop, Cringeworthy, Marvel Multiverse, and Old Gods of Appalachia running. I'm excited for all of those. We've got Marvel Multiverse airs tomorrow, which is my birthday. So come give me a birthday visit.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Birthdays.
Thank you. So yeah, that's twitch.tv/Stolen Fires.
And that link is in the chat. Please go over and follow and subscribe and all that good stuff. And last but not least, Milena, your pertinence, please.
I'm Elena. You can call me Mills. I am a she, they, and you can find me on Instagram at Milena Deneno or Milena Moves Mindfully. I have nothing to promote right now. Just recently started doing art again, so that's exciting. And yeah,
Excellent.
super excited.
I'm excited to have you. Thank you for being here. And I guess that leaves me, right? I'm Travis Legge. My pronouns are he and they. When I am not running games, I am writing them. What do I have to promote? Tomorrow I will be over on my channel at Plastic Age Plays. we will be playing Odysseys and Overlords, which is a Savage Worlds fantasy system that I publish with Aegis Studios. We are playing in regard, I guess, as a part of a promotion for a Kickstarter that I am currently running for the next supplement, which is called Bizarre Kingdoms. It's going to expand the setting, adding 4 new nations, and various creatures, playable ancestries, items, and cultures thereof. And that is over yonder. I will be back here on the channel on Friday for They Came from the Cyclops' Cave, which is probably going to be the next to last or last episode of this big arc that they've been on. So you definitely will want to be here noon EDT for that. Speaking of Kickstarters, I also want to shout out that our friends at the Bodana Group are currently running a Kickstarter for Branch Riders. Branch Riders is a very cool game in which you play a group that travels among various different realities, fighting this sort of evil known as the Blight. It's got a unique system designed by our friends over at the Bodana Group, and it's fully funded. We're currently looking for stretch goals. I've thrown that link in the chat. Please consider heading over and picking that up. And then lastly, I would like to encourage you, if you've not yet done so, to head over to Drive Through RPG and pick up the Curseborn Ash Can. We are very proud of this game. This is just a glimpse of the amazing things to come for Curseborn. Go grab that up and let us know what you think. It is still an advanced PDF, so it's still, I think you've still got a few days at least to get errata in. If you notice anything or that's confusing or that you don't understand, you should get a form when you buy the PDF from Drive Through RPG. It'll come in like the notification that you purchased it, the email that you get. We'll have a link to a errata form. So if you notice anything funky, please put it in the errata. This is also the opportunity I'd like to take to remind you that if you've bought anything of ours, whether it was last night or 10 years ago, please head over to Drive Through RPG and leave a rating and a review. This is incredibly helpful to us. It really helps us get our stuff out there in front of other people. It helps people who are new to Onyx Path games sort of spot what they might like, what they might dislike, and purchase accordingly. It's really helpful. I cannot overstate how important it is. So pretty please, with sugar on top, head over and give us some ratings and reviews. With that, I will get out of your hair. We're going to go ahead and raid Stolen Fires. Look at that.
Oh, thank you.
No problem. Till then, take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye
Bye,
now.
guys.